If your testimony moves people, but using it in your business feels like selling out, stay with me. Welcome to the Kingdom Built Podcast, the show for Christian entrepreneurs building their business God's way. I'm Damon Robbins. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome back. Today we are talking about testimony that sells, sharing your story without selling out. By the time this episode is done, you're going to have a one-paragraph, gospel-centered testimony you can use ethically, and a simple 7-day experiment to test it with dignity. Let's go. Here's what God says about this. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15, KJV. But sanctify the Lord God in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear. That verse anchors how we share our stories. Be ready, be truthful, and let the hope point to Christ. In business, that means our testimony should invite people toward Jesus in trustworthy service, not pressure them into a purchase. Okay? Here's the heart of the episode. 3 moves that will help you steward your testimony. 1, find the gospel thread. 2, set guardrails. 3, use a simple narrative framework that invites rather than pressures. We'll walk each point, and at the end, you'll have an action step you can take today. Now, point 1. Point 1, the gospel thread. Bold statement. Every honest testimony has a redemptive line that points to God's work, not your cleverness. Too often we tell the beginning, the struggle, and the shiny result, and forget to name the grace in the middle. Identify the gospel thread by asking, where did God interrupt my story? What did he do that changed me? And how did that make me want to serve others? Action step. Write 1 sentence that names the interruption and the outcome, with Jesus at the center. For example, I was stuck and God gave me a way forward. So now I help others find that same hope. That sentence is your gospel thread, short, true, and humble. Now here's where it gets practical. Point 2. Point 2, guardrails. Bold statement. Stewarding your story means you protect people and your calling by setting clear boundaries. There are 3 guardrails I recommend: privacy, consent, and outcome honesty. Privacy means you omit identifying details that could harm others without permission. Consent means if your story includes someone else, get their okay before you publish. Outcome honesty means you never promise spiritual or financial guarantees. You point to God's work and practical steps, but you don't sell results as automatic blessings. Action step. Create a 1-line consent checklist you use before publishing any testimonial content. Names removed, permissions documented, and outcomes stated honestly. But here's what most Christian entrepreneurs miss. Point 3, the narrative framework. Bold statement. A testimony that invites is structured, intentional, and short. People don't need your life story. They need the gospel thread, the problem you solved, and a clear next step. Use this 3-line framework. 1 sentence, the gospel thread. 1 sentence, the specific problem you faced. 1 sentence, the next step someone can take, and how you can help. That structure moves listeners from curiosity to service without pressure. Action step. Write your 1-paragraph testimony now using those 3 lines. Keep it under 50 words. Test it on a friend and ask, does this point to Jesus? Does it respect privacy? Does it invite help without pressure? A quick example to make this concrete. I lost my sense of purpose and God showed me a path to serve with my gifts. I learned how to turn calling into practical offerings without compromise. If you're feeling stuck, I teach a simple 3-step clarity plan you can try. Reach out and I'll send the outline. Short, gospel-centered, service-focused. Before we close, sit with this question this week. Who is honored by the way I tell my story? God, the people in it, and the audience I serve. Write it down. God will meet you in the answer. Say this with me right now. I will tell my story with truth and humility. I will point others to Jesus first, and I will protect people in my testimony. I stand on the hope that God uses obedience, not manipulation, to open doors. Stand on that this week. If today blessed you, subscribe so you never miss an episode. Share this with one Christian entrepreneur who needs it. And check the show notes for the free testimony template and the 7-day experiment I mentioned. Everything is linked and ready for you. That's our episode for today. Thank you for spending this time with me. I genuinely don't take that lightly. Now take what you heard today and do something with it before the week is done. 1 step, 1 obedient move. That's all God needs to open the next door. I'm Damon Robbins. This is Kingdom Built. Go build something that glorifies Him. Stay blessed, friends.